Hi, everybody. I'm Dan Bickford, the host for Carolina Rides. We are going to take a trip, not literally right now, to the Greenville Convention Center. We got another big car show coming to town. It is the Import Expo. It is happening on Saturday, July 11th. And I decided, well, hey, let's take a closer look at what the Import Expo is all about. Who better to tell us than Tomund Lee? He's the Southeast Marketing Manager for Import Expo. Thanks for joining us on Carolina Rides.
Hey, how are y'all? So it's Tom Lee out with Import Expo, and so Import Expo, we are an event that we do car shows all over the country, Canada to the U.S., maybe starting to branch out to other countries. But we host 200 car shows. We host all sorts of events, to raceways to drift shows. You just kind of name it, whatever the car culture demands, and we're there.
So let's talk a little bit about the appearance in Greenville. Tell us a little about what your general shows are like and what people can expect if they want to come and see.
So the Greenville Car Show is going to be an indoor car show. So you're limited to what you can do. Of course, there's no racing, there's no drifting, there's none of that because it's indoor. You can't do that inside. Fire marshal won't like that very much. But for an indoor car show, you're expected to come to check out show cars, fully built cars to the max. You have all kinds of things from lowriders to lifted trucks to slam cars to race cars to all kinds of things. It's going to be a good vibe. It starts from 5 to 10 on July 11th. These a lot of our spectators, they range from 2-year-olds all the way to 60-year-olds, even more. It's just a range number, but it's almost it's a community. People come here for a vibe. Music's great, food's good. We're just here for a good time.
Now, right here, I've popped up your website here, and I've got it actually pointing to the specific Greenville thing. So we've got some of that
Mhm.
information on the list. So there is a cost to get in,
Correct.
but it's not huge.
Yeah, yeah. For the price of renting the building and all, like it balances out pretty well.
And now there's also, are you full up on registration?
You were actually getting very close. With it being almost what 3 to 4 weeks out, we're very close to filling up our registrations. So.
For somebody, well, let's start first off. For somebody who's interested in getting their vehicle in, what do they need to do? Who do they need to contact? What's the process? And is there something in particular you are looking for, be it a particular make, model, vibe, whatever?
So when it comes to registration, you'll obviously go to the Import Expo website. It'll tell you which event you want to fill out because there's a lot of events from different parts of the country. You'll select the one in Greenville. You'll go down, submit your information, your pictures of your car, modifications you've done to it, submit it. Us as a host will look through your picture, your modification lists, and all that good stuff. We'll see if you are deemed worthy to be in our show because we are limited in spots with it being inside. If it was an outdoor event, it'd be a little different because the sky's the limit when it comes to an outdoor parking lot. But when it comes to inside, we're only limited to a certain amount of cars, so we have to pick the top tier cars that we see best fit in our show.
Now, are you looking, you said top tier cars. Is there something in particular looking for? Is there a special, I don't know, theme you're going for in any particular show or
Um,
any particular year? Or is it just kind of,
it
hey, we're picking the cream of the crop. Come on down.
so like we're picked like so when it comes to picking cars, it just depends on what it is. So for instance, the picture that you shown just a second ago on the website, it was a C8 Corvette. So isn't your typical C8 Corvette you'll see at a local Cars and Coffee. It is completely modification to wide body, to lowered on very upgradable suspensions. It's a aftermarket color, just the full shebang. That's just from speaking from the outside. That doesn't look like your standard Corvette you'll see, um, as you can tell.
Now
So
that's
we
already,
look. Yeah,
I was like,
go
go
for
on.
it.
Just wanted to dive in real quick. You
Uh,
think Corvette, you don't think import. What, how
correct.
did this make the cut?
So when it comes to import and not obviously domestic vehicle, a lot of the things on the car is imported. It's a JDM body kit, which is Japanese made body kit, which is typically different for uh, a domestic type style kit. So this is what a company called Pandom in Japan had made a special wide body kit for the Corvette. That's why it's so wide, it looks completely different, and all the arrows are just completely different from your standard body Corvette.
That's interesting. I was not aware of that.
Mhm,
How
mhm.
prevalent is that, where people will take something, being something domestic, whatever it is,
Uh-huh.
and give it that little Eastern flair?
Actually happens very often. You'd be surprised. They'll do Teslas, they'll do Lamborghinis, they'll do Ferraris, all the way down to the Honda Civic. Just depends on what it really is. As long as the culture and the community is there, companies will produce more product to show their, I guess, influence on the car community.
Now, as far as the Greenville show is going, there's still some room for people to register. Of the things
Correct.
that are coming, is there any highlight? Are there any highlights? Is there anything special or vendors that are special or anything that's like you can really show off? That's, obviously the
Uh-huh.
cars are cool, but there may be some other
Right.
things that people want to get involved with.
Correct. So we have a lot of vendors. I believe we have 15 vendors right now, and they're all over the Southeast. You got from Carolinas, Virginia, Atlanta, sorry, Georgia, local spots in South Carolina, like Carolina Stand Shops. They're big in the South Carolina area. It's more of a marketing thing. You'll come in, you'll obviously look at the cars, you'll see new vendors, you'll communicate with them, maybe work with sponsorships, work up deals, all these good things just to promote your business or promote your car, or just heavily influence your car to become to a greater premier.
Or what we'll do now is we'll take a look at some of the cars. Now, I think some of these are some previous shows, but I want to give everybody, and shows that weren't necessarily Greenville either, I might add.
Correct.
But just kind of give people the idea, and I'm going to scroll some of these things, and you can just kind of talk over it. And if there's something in particular about any vehicle you want to mention, feel free. But
Yeah,
just kind
yeah.
of give the idea to people who are interested. At these are the types of vehicles that you may see at the Import Expo.
hmm Oh yeah. So there again, the vendor you see in the back, it's a fitted suspension company. I've actually known them, meeting them at the event, and they've actually sponsored my personal vehicle with suspension. So little things like that. You come to the show, you put your cars into the inside events. You'll meet up with vendors, and you'll kind of you want to show off your car if these particular vendors or hosts for certain products, they like your car, they're like, hey, you want to rock my brand, I'll give you some, here's the thing, here's a full set of suspension. Why don't you rock my brand, test it, see how you like it, do a review on it, and promote it that way, and you can run your social media, and then their brand gets out, and at the end of the day, you're the one getting the product. So it goes both ways.
Okay, we're just kind of working around the same show, I guess. Still
Uh-huh.
looking at fitted.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
got
Yeah.
some other vehicles. That looks Acura-ish
Oh
to
yeah,
me.
that is actually a Toyota Camry.
Oh, it's a Toyota. Okay, that's how
Yep,
well
yep. So
a job they've done on the front end.
exactly. It you it's a family car, right?
Yeah.
It's a normal family car that you'll see day to day, and it's actually so Cali Creaming I see on the side. They're actually from that event is probably from California. Um, but yeah, they modified these cars to where you can't tell what it really is anymore.
When it comes to the import scene and import modifications and that sort of thing,
Mhm.
that seems to be in the Southeast something. I mean, it's been established in California for some time, but that seems to be
Correct.
something that's really taking hold and booming in our area.
Yeah, so in the southeastern area, we're definitely a little behind the times compared to California and upstate New York and all that good stuff.
Mhm.
But it's slowly coming there. The influence is heavily. Social media is what's making it kind of go viral. It's been down here in the southeast for a while. I've been in the scene for a few years, and I've seen it grow from rags to riches. Everybody's into it now. Somebody's trying to build their top car. Somebody's doing this and that. It's starting to boom real big.
And I think some of that too is because I've talked about people who run some of our local cars and coffee and whatnot around
Mhm,
here, and
mhm.
you get in different generations, and people are most interested in the cars that were around that they may have grown up in, that they have some affection to, that they grew up with.
Correct.
And it kind of what we're seeing now is a younger generation who's used to more of these European models for example, and that's what they had. That's what they drove. That's what they had the chance
Hmm.
to be able to fix up, as opposed to years ago when somebody bought, say, an old '72 Chevy Nova or something, and they did
Hmm.
modifications to it. We just look at it now, and they're just doing the same thing, but to the family cars of today.
Correct. So it's also like an also plus side of the show is if you are starting on the car culture, you want to start doing things to your cars, you want to start getting into the scene with these heavily modified cars. You want to go into shows like this, you want to meet the owners and see if there's a same car in there that's just like yours, which is heavily modified. You want to talk to the owners, you want to kind of build a relationship, maybe get tips and tricks on how to get it to up to their caliber. Um, and it happens all the time. That's the reason why there's a lot of spectators because you have the younger community who's freshly getting cigars. They want to go into the shows and they want to go see something that it's almost like an ideology. You want to go in there and see something that you want to build one day in your future.
Now, some of these pictures I've been going through, we've seen a couple of Corvettes, we've seen a lot of
Uh-huh.
European cars, we've seen, of course,
Mhm.
Japanese cars. Is there a general ratio to where you know you're going to get a certain amount of Japanese versus European cars? Is that something you even worry about, or is it just, hey, that's cool, let's bring
That
it in?
that isn't really something we really worry about because when it comes to the car community these days, it's sky's the limit. As long as you have something heavily modified and something really cool, really unique looking, we'll definitely kind of get you set in. But for obviously the name is Import Expo, so we're definitely going to get more imported tuner style cars. It's just the name of the event. It's kind of like you wouldn't go to a truck show and register your lowrider in there and expect to see more lowriders than truck riders. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's kind of the name also brings them to the event.
Okay, well, we're going to take a short little break here. When we
Okay.
come back, we're going to talk more about some of kind of what got you interested in this particular car
Hmm.
scene, and we're also going to talk a little bit about the background about Import Expo in general, because as you mentioned, the South Carolina trip is just one stop in what is not quite global, but I know you're international. You've got at least you've got a show or
Correct.
two that's been in
Mhm.
Canada, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about all that coming up here in just a little bit. Hang on, stay with Carolina Rides. Welcome back to Carolina Rides. Now, this week's show is all about the Import Expo. It is the show that is coming to the Greenville Convention Center, and that is hitting town on Saturday, July 11th. It's imports, it's even domestics with import, shall we say, tuning done to them. And sounds like it's going to be a fun time. And who better to talk about it? And we've been talking to him about it for the first half of the show. Let's continue, shall we? It's Tomund Lee. He's the Southeast Marketing Director for Import Expo. Now, give us a little bit of a background around just the entire Import Expo, shall we say, movement. How long has this been going on? Because I know the shows aren't just around here. They're in Canada. They're
Mhm.
across other parts of the United States too.
So Import Expo has been doing shows for about 15 years now, and they actually originated from Canada. That's why there are shows in Canada, but we're wanting to branch out to other countries as well, other than just the U.S.
Now, you, of course, are not only here, but you've been to other places across the Southeast. What is kind of the
Mhm.
process in determining where you're going to go? Is it some place where there's already a scene? Is there some place where maybe, hey, we're trying to build a scene? Tell me how that works.
So it's actually a little mixture of all three of what you just mentioned. So of course we want to hit cities or states to where there is a heavier car scene there, just because there's more of a community there. And then occasionally we'll try to branch out to slower cities to where we know that there's a scene, but it's not heavy influence yet. So maybe we'll kind of go in there and maybe host an event there and maybe spread the scene from there. The reason why we want to do that is because we want to introduce the car community or the car culture into a slower city just to kind of get it moving. And by the next time we do come back to the city, the influence is there. We can see the change or the the different modification that people have done in the past to where if it's for instance, if we're in a new city, you have a new competitor, the next time we're there, the same competitor comes, we get to see how much that car has grown or how much that owner has done to his or her car at that point. It's more growth.
Now, where does Greenville Spartanburg area, where do we fit into all of that? Which end of the spectrum are we?
Greenville is it's pretty moderate just because Greenville is a growing area from what we can see, and it's pretty much south of what Charlotte, North Carolina,
Yeah, we're
and
west.
it's not very
Yeah.
yeah west. Okay, so not very far from it. The scene in Charlotte is heavy, so maybe the influence from Charlotte is kind of fluctuating down west or left side to west side to Greenville, and a lot of like I said, just different states have different type of scenes and different specific modifications to what they want to do, different themes and stuff. So us as a host, we want to see the difference and what it can be. I know Greenville and Charlotte is rather close to each other, so whenever we do host two different events, we host at different times. So for instance, we'll do Charlotte, we'll do early on in the year. When it comes to Greenville, we'll do later on in the season, just to see the difference in cars and difference in spectators. And of course, you'll the question is, well, they're so close to each other. What if the same cars just kind of attend both events? Well, typically yes and no. Well, the reason why we do it in different cities and not the same city every time is because when it comes to traveling and all these expenses, they build up. So we want our competitors to not spend much on just travel expenses and lodging and stuff. So we want them to, as a local to Greenville, we want them to come out more and just to kind of see what they represent their city when it comes to the car community compared to Charlotte or somewhere else.
Now, you mentioned concerning different parts of the country have their own little takes on how
Correct.
things are modified. Give me an example of what
Mhm.
that would be like.
Well, it just depends on like the different parts of the country. So you're looking at New York. There's not many drag strips or raceways up there in New York City. So there's going to be more of like your show scene to where they built their car just for strictly shows. When it comes down to California, there's a lot of racetracks out there, tracks and everything, just way on the West Coast. So their typical type of scene is going to be more show based, but also track based to where they can back their look. It's you're gonna have turbos, you're gonna have slicks, you're gonna have everything onto these cars compared to when it comes to a show based build to where they're more like fancy style builds. It's more flashy.
Where does the Southeast fit into that? Do we lean one way or the other? Are we kind of in
It's a it,
between?
it's a mixture of both, just because the Southeast, the uh, NASCAR culture is heavy in the South. So you have your race track heavy cars, and you also have your flashy builds because we've been inspired by both. So we're like a little mixture of both scenes.
Now, how did you get involved with Import Expo?
I've been with the Pro Expo since 2021. So how I got involved in Pro Expo is I'm actually a show competitor myself. Me and my team, Team Sensei, we go out to these events and compete with other people into trying to be the best in our categories. Um, and with attending these events, we've actually attended one of Import Expo's events and built that relationship with them, and everything just kind of went from there.
Now, have you early on, before you worked, did you win something with Import Expo or are you just
Yes,
competing?
of
Yeah.
course.
Okay.
Yeah, so beforehand, we were just competitors. We were attending their events, and then like out for the first event, and the next year we are like, oh, it's you again. Like, and then we just kind of built the relationship from there. And after that, it was just like, you know what, hey, we're looking for this and that kind of guy to work for us. Would you be happy to be a part of the team and see what you can bring to the table? And I'm like, sure, let's see where it takes us.
That's pretty cool. Tell me a little bit, and the audience as well, about your car background. At what age did you decide you were really interested in cars? And what was that either first car or first love, I guess we can say, when it comes to cars?
Yeah, so I wasn't really into cars, growing up. I pretty much was introduced to when I bought my first car. I had graduated high school, bought my first car. Had some relatives who were into cars, and then kind of went out with him, and then met up with other friends, and those friends are now family members. We've known each other for 15 plus years. Just little things like that. It's cool. It's like it comes down to the community itself. This is why we do it for the car culture. It's also the way I see it, the cars is just a bonus. it's the people you meet is the main factor of it.
So what was your first ride then?
So my first ride is a 2011 Honda Civic Si, and I'm still currently building that car, and I take it everywhere with me to most Import Expo shows. So here's a little picture of it.
Okay.
Um, yep. Oh, there it is. Yep. And yep. And
Commercial
that's
for
it.
7-Eleven included? No, it's bizarre.
Yeah. It's funny. It's at 7-Eleven and the show is on 7-Eleven. Well, yeah,
So
it's a go for it.
so that's you've still got that car. What else do you have in the collection right now? Is that it, or
Oh,
is there more?
at the moment, that's just it right now. Building a car can get very expensive. It's a hobby. I've dropped $30,000 to $40,000 just into modifications on one car. I can't imagine doing that for a second car. Some people do it though.
Is there a point when, with the car you have now, that you can think of, that you're like, oh, I still want to do this, I still want to do this, but after that, it's going to be perfect? Or is it just something that is going to be ongoing, and maybe a couple years from now, you're like,
Mm.
well, the trends are doing this. Let me do something more like this.
So the everyone who builds a car will always tell themselves, once I do this and that, I'm done with it. I'm just gonna show it off and be happy with it. But that's never really the case. It's more like it's a competition. It's like sports. You can't always be the best and expect to be the best. There's always gonna be somebody better than you. The goal is to to do better. Of course, you can't always be the best, but the goal is to try. And when it comes to trending things, you'll see years later to change up your car. That's always a thing. As of right now, it's flashy colors. People are wanting to do flashy colors for their cars. They want to stand out. Paint jobs to wrap jobs and everything like that.
Is there anything that you would consider giving up that car for and getting something else? Because maybe it's a dream of some sort, or maybe there's a particular vehicle that you really want to do something with.
Yeah, so that actually that thought comes up in my mind all the time, but it also comes back whenever I do try to go through with it. It's like it's also a sentimental thing. If it, technically that's my first car, so I'm not. It's different. It's harder to let go, and just the things you time and putting into it. It's different just because those times you put into it's all memories now. And once you let go of that car, it's gone forever. Now building a new car is also starting a new memory, meeting new people, but it's just not in the plan right now.
Now, we let off the show talking about the show itself, attending the show, people who want to register. And now that you've been a competitor, let's go kind of full circle here at the
Yeah,
tail end, and let's talk about the competition aspect of it. For those who, and you can still register for the Greenville show, for those who are
correct.
interested, what types of awards are people competing for?
Yeah, so it's so the awards are always categorized. You'll have like first, second, third, of course, of best Ford, best Honda, best Nissan, best Toyota, XYZ. It's all going to be heavily based on registrations though. So if, for instance, if you don't register your car, we're not going to know if your specific type of car is going. Now, of course, we'll have your standard um, different makes and models of the cars, like for instance, your Honda, Toyota, Ford, to stuff like that. But for instance, if you pull up in GMC, we're not going to know that, so there's not going to be an award for it. But if you register ahead of time, then maybe there will be a award for it if there's enough competitors. We're not going to make one award if there's only one competitor for it.
Mhm.
It becomes a participation award at that point. So that's not part of it. So we'll throw you to other classes like maybe domestic other or something like that. Or if you have a different type of tuner stock car that isn't really popular these days, um, and we'll throw you. We have specialty awards like Honda others to import others to domestic others and stuff like that. It kind of gives you it throws you into a different category. But the more registration we get, the more competition there is. We make a specific category for you in your make and model.
How does judging sort of work with that sort of things? Because with some car shows, kind
Mhm.
of a quote basic car show they may see in a parking lot
Correct.
somewhere. Somebody's
Uh-huh.
just deciding whether or not this look, whether or not they like it, or whether or not maybe with
Uh-huh.
a particular older car, if it high points for
Correct.
originality or
Hmm.
something like that. With a car show that's a lot of tuner, a lot of
Hmm.
modifications,
Hmm.
how subjective does that become? Is it just in the eye of the beholder, or are there particular
It
criteria that people are looking at?
it's a little bit of both. Now, at the end of the day, when it comes to the eye of the beholder, of course, the judges, everybody likes what they like. You can't change that. Some judges look for certain things. Some people look for attention to details. Some people will look at a theme, a specific theme that they like, depending on what brand it is or what modification it is. For instance, you want to look for something that's unique. You can't go in and look at a car and I'm gonna let him win because he has the most modifications. Technically, anything's a modification at that point. You can go to AutoZone and buy stickers or lights and stuff and put it on. That's technically counts as a modification. But and it's the eye of the beholder, which is the judge. Technically, anybody can do that. So that wouldn't be something positive in their eyes. You want to do something unique. You want to do something thematic. You want to do something impactful with your build. Like, oh, I'm gonna recognize that build anywhere I go. If I see it on social media or even on the road, like I know that car.
All right, one more time as we're running short on time. For those who are interested in going to Import Expo, they can find all the information at importexpo.net. That's your website. It has the hours and all that. Is there anything you'd like to add to that?
Only thing I like to add is if you guys come out to the event, enjoy the time. It's gonna be a good vibe. Enjoy it. It's gonna be fun. Meet new people. Don't be afraid to talk to others. Question people about their builds. It becomes a whole community at that point.
And
Like I
that's
said,
that's one of the ways you learn too.
exactly. Networking is key.
Right. Tomund, thank you for joining me today on Carolina Rides. Good luck with the show, and hope it is the type of thing that makes you want to come back to Greenville again and again.
For sure.
Okay, now one last thing before we wrap it up here. I do want to point out that you can find us on social media. We will have this episode up on our YouTube page at Carolina Rides WSPA. Of course, if you are already watching us on that, thank you for joining us. We also have announcements of upcoming shows and preview clips of shows that we're about to air. And we also have the flyers from local car shows that pop up every weekend. We post those generally on Thursdays. You can see us on Facebook at Carolina Rides and also on Instagram, Carolina Rides Official WSPA, to check all of that out. Once again, thanks for joining us on Carolina Rides. Until next time, drive safely. Take care.